So after flying to Snowpoint City after you've obtained or seen all the Pokemon in the Pokédex, you may have forgotten one small thing, which is actually to go to Samgem Town and into Professor Rowan's lab, because he's going to give you an incredibly valuable upgrade for your current Pokédex, which is going to enable you to record data on Pokemon that you wouldn't be able to record data on otherwise. Hi June, may you see your Pokédex? Oh my gosh, you've seen every kind of Pokemon, isn't it? Hey, let's go show your Pokédex to Professor Rowan. She doesn't take you into the building, you have to go in there on your own, the lazy woman. Ah, June, you've come to see me your progress on the Pokédex? Yes! So you've seen 210 Pokemon. Excellent work, June. The Pokemon list in a region of being added to your Pokédex. This will certainly help with my studies of the evolution of Pokemon. Greetings, Professor. It's been a very long time, and yes, this is Professor Oak right here, who you might recognise from some of the older Pokemon games, Generation 1 games, and also the remakes of them, Fire Red and Leaf Green. Let me introduce you to my young assistant here. For every page that's in a Pokédex for me, blah blah blah, introductions. He's being exuberant praise about a young trainer. Yep, that's me. You've also got an impeccable sense of timing. He asked me to bring the data for the National Pokédex. So he's going to upgrade our Pokédex to the National mode, which means we'll be able to record data on Pokemon from other regions. June, we'll get the job done. The PAL Park is now open. Oh, that sounds quite interesting. Maybe I'll show the PAL Park at some point. I don't know. Maybe I will. We shall see. Off he goes, as busy as ever. Now, June, I have a gift here as your reward for complete the Snow Pokédex. And so he gives us the Poke Radar. That's the Pokemon Radar, just Poke Radar for short. Using it will indicate grass patches where Pokemon are lurking. Now, those Pokemon will... What am I trying to say here? Sometimes when you use the Poke Radar on a patch of grass, you'll be able to... You'll be able to see rarer Pokemon. You'll be able to encounter Pokemon from other regions that you wouldn't have been able to otherwise. Now, just before we fly back up to Snowpoint City, you'll want to go into Dawn's house, now that you've got the National Pokédex, and talk to Dawn's little sister, right here. Now, dude on TV saying there was a massive outbreak of Pokemon. That'd be great for filling up your Pokédex. Now, talk to her once more, which I'm having trouble doing. Valley Windworks, he said there's a whole bunch of Electrike there. June, you have to hurry. I want you to do better than my sister Dawn. So we're going to fly to the Valley Windworks, and we're going to see if we can encounter one of these Electrike. Now, Electrike are a Pokemon from Generation 3, or from the Hoenn region, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, is what I'm talking about. And hopefully, if we run around here in the grass, outside the Valley Windworks, there we are, we have found an Electrike at level 9. Now, of course, only level 9 because we're at the Valley Windworks. But because this is a rare Pokemon, first National Pokédex specific Pokemon that we've seen, I am going to try and catch it. So I'm just going to toss a quick ball at it. And hopefully I should be able to catch it straight away because it's got a very high catch rate. Should be easy as peas. There we go. Electrike was caught. And that's it, really. That's the idea of Pokemon Swarms. Every day, Dawn's sister will mention a different kind of Pokemon to you, and you'll be able to find that Pokemon swarming at a certain route. Now, I'm actually going to switch my Roserade back in for my Barrel after I switched it out for Victory Road. And now... we're actually going to do the thing that we were meant to be doing here at Snowpoint City. We're going to talk to this guy next to this boat. Do you want to sail to the battle zone? Hell yes, I do. But first, Cynthia's got something to tell us, as usual. I thought you would come. I'm glad I waited for you. I think it's good that our world is constantly changing. Of course, I don't want it to become what only one person wants. A world that Cyrus envisions. Nobody would want that. Blah, 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 blah. Talking about morals. I want you to keep travelling to many faraway places. I want you to keep meeting all kinds of people in Pokemon. I came all the way just to tell you or something. I hope our paths cross again. They will. I'll be challenging the Elite Four and the Champion to get more powerful, even though I am the Champion. So, Paradox. Anyway, we get on the boat, and as you can see, there are some icebergs coming up, but this thing drills through them like a flipping boss. So we've got nothing to worry about. And then we arrive here at the battle zone, where our rival is waiting for us. Oh, here, June, what took you so long? I'm filing you 100 million. Actually, never mind the fine. Come with me, will you? Alright, I'll come with you. You're my friend. I'll help you. So there's this lovely red carpet laid out for us, and it seems like some kind of mass mosh pit's gonna start. But no. Gotta get into the battlefront here, which has to be right here. Then these guys came along and got in my face about it. Well, they're saying they want to test if I'm good enough from that. Let's team up like we did at the Spear Pillar. Let's show you these guys how good we are. As you'll remember, that is Elite Four Flint on the left, and it is Gym Leader Volkner from Sunyshore City on the right. So this is a double battle against two bosses at once. Now, this fight dragged along quite a bit, so in post-production in Final Cut Pro I just sped it up a little bit. When I say a little bit, I mean it will play back at 8 times speed, so you don't get bored while watching it. So they start with a Luxray and a Houndoom, which isn't too much of a problem, I don't think. Although, the levels are fairly high. So we're going to have to be wary of those levels if we want this fight to go by quickly. So I'm switching out to Alakazam simply because Alakazam can take things out like a flipping boss. And that Thunderfang is going to hurt Staraptor a lot. Torterra is going to come out next because it can use Earthquake. Hopefully Alakazam can survive an Earthquake, but never mind that. Torterra got knocked out by an Overheat. And Alakazam got knocked out by a Quick Attack. Now, next up is Snorlax. Well, Snorlax from my team, really. What on earth am I talking about? This fight's going by so quickly. Let's see. So Snorlax using Crunch on the Jolteon because that's a good tactic. Snorlax has a relatively high amount of attack. And that Jolteon got burned, which was very, very handy. It's gone. Electivire is the big kicker for Volkner. As you can see, it took out my, my rival's Snorlax right there. And even so, Floatzel couldn't quite knock out Flareon with Aqua Jet. Fire Blast and the Electivire doesn't do much. Heracross should be able to do quite a bit as long as it can stay alive because it has a very high attack stat. It has an absolutely monstrous attack stat. But now the two big kickers are out together. Magmortar and Electivire, and Mineponon got knocked straight out, and Heracross somehow hung on there. Very good job, Heracross. All that's left is the Magmortar. Close combat, didn't do much. Flamethrower and Heracross, that's going to knock it clean out. Aerial Ace, Citrus Berry, Thunderbolt and Staraptor, that is going to hurt. His Rapidash is going to bounce down onto it. And we use... yeah, and I missed, which is a shame. Thunderbolt and the Magmortar, and the fight is finally over. Yeah, that was sped up 8 times. Now, if you had an Amulet coin on one of your Pokemon while you fought that fight, you'll get 27,840 Pokédollars. That is a lot of money. Hello, Bananatus. Now you're just getting in the way. Hahaha, that was a big blast. Combination came out short, but blah blah blah. See, I got a lot tougher, yeah? Okay, I'm off to the front. Thud. What's this all about? What the? I am your father. No, I'm... he actually is your rival's father. I mean, the hair bears quite a resemblance, rather like Boris Johnson. Of course, you have to be good to win any of them. I'm satisfied to see they're both doing well. I'll go back to my usual place in the Battle Tower. I'll be looking forward to a challenge. So the Battle Tower is a place where you can battle train. It's not for experience, but for battle points, which you can use to trade for really cool items. Should I make the challenge now, or should I train some more? Yeah, I've decided I'm going to get a lot tougher. I finally made it here. There's no need for haste now. Hey, I just wanted you to value something special. Aren't you being an Elite Four like that? Alright, howdy, my name's Buck. You should come up there, I'll get toughened up for sure. He wants us to go to Stark Mountain, where he likes to train, but before we do that, there's some berries we want to pick here. There's a couple of Hondew berries, and a couple of Pomeg berries. Now, the next place that we're going to want to go, if we're doing this sequentially, is Route 225, a road of challenges. But before we do that, we're just going to explore the fight area a bit more. As you can see, there's some very nice looking places here, which all look identical. Good job, game designers. Pokemon right there, and if we go to the east, we'll end up on Route 230. Now, as you can see right here, there's some volcanic rocks, which don't have any items hidden on them, but those volcanic rocks come from Stark Mountain, believe it or not. Over here we got 2 Kelpsy berries, another 2 Kelpsy berries, Greppa berry, and another Greppa berry. Now, that's pretty much all we can do here in the fight area and the surrounding areas before going on to another route, but there's one more thing that we can do before going on to Route 225. A Super Rod is really good. Don't you think so? And so, this guy's going to give us the Super Rod. And we know all the fishing rods do. Yeah, he's not asking us if we want an explanation or not. He doesn't give us one. We're going on to Route 225 next, and we will cover that in the next episode. See you guys then.